All right, so we have some breaking news when it comes to Kelly Dever. Yes, it has finally happened. It is being reported that Kelly Dever has resigned. Now, y'all know we've been covering her movements, talking about potentially what was going on, what was happening. Kelly Dever took a leave of absence shortly after the trial ended, and we hadn't really heard from her since. We hadn't seen any movement until now. Check this out from Boston 25.
More breaking news tonight. A Boston police officer who testified in Karen Reed's retrial has resigned. That officer is Kelly Dever, and that's according to Boston police. Dever was a Canton police officer in January of 2022 when Boston police officer John O'Keefe was found dead in the snow on Fairview Road. Reed was later charged with second-degree murder in his death. For more information, you can head to our website, boston25news.com.
And what did Kelly think was going to happen, guys? Did she think she was going to be protected? Did she think Michael Morrissey was going to protect her? She think the commissioner who said, I don't even know who that is, was going to protect her? No, this was never going to end well. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, make sure you stick around, because I will happily, and I'm going to happily show you what Kelly Dever looked like on the stand. And in my opinion, the moment that we knew her career was over. But let's get into this article first from Boston 10. Boston police officer who testified in the Karen Reed trial resigns. Kelly Dever was called to testify as the Karen Reed's defense's third witness in June, and the back and forth with defense attorney Alan Jackson was sometimes contentious. That's putting it lightly. A Boston police officer who testified in Karen Reed's retrial has resigned, the department said on Friday. Officer Kelly Dever, who, by the way, was recently promoted, resigned effective September 1st. So it was 2 weeks ago. Interesting. Police didn't share more information on the circumstances around her resignation, saying only that the personnel order on the resignation was released Friday. She had been on leave, which a Boston police spokesperson confirmed to NBC News Boston in July. Dever was a Canton police officer in January 2022 when Boston police officer John O'Keefe was found fatally injured in the snow. Well, he was dead on Fairview Road. Reed was soon charged with second-degree murder. As we know, Dever was promoted, joined the Boston Police Department shortly after, and got, what was it, Amy? A $60,000 raise? And now she gone. Dever was called to testify as the defense's third witness in June, and the back and forth between her and defense attorney Alan Jackson was sometimes contentious. Asked if she wanted to be in court, she said, I have no idea why I'm here. I have no connection to this case.
Stop the cap.
Y'all are going to see it here in a second. Dever said she initially told investigators about seeing two figures in the case alone with Reed's SUV, but later realized she could not have been there at the time, calling it a false memory. She later retracted. After Reed's acquittal on all but the lowest form of one charge, Jackson demanded that the Boston Police Department place her on what's known as the Brady list, a compilation of officers who have credibility concerns that prosecutors must disclose to defense attorneys in criminal cases. And we talked about this in the Brady list too. I mean, being on the Brady list, you literally can't do anything. Even if you're on desk duty, if you're brought before a trial and they say, hey, you passed this piece of paper to the defendant, your testimony can be just thrown out essentially. There's no point in you testifying because you're on this Brady list, in my opinion. So we talked about that. And Alan Jackson was moving forward to basically ruin this chick's career, which is unfortunate for her. Either Officer Dever lied about having a false memory, or she actually suffers from a condition that subjects her to false memories. In either case, her credibility and reliability as a law enforcement officer are irreparably compromised. Alan Jackson wrote in a letter to Boston Police Commissioner Michael Cox, obtained by NBC 10 Boston. We read that letter here too. The Boston Police Department didn't initially receive a response to Jackson's letter. There's been no confirmation that Dever's leave, which the department has characterized as being over family, or her resignation were related to the Reed case. Yeah, we know it was. Now, of course, we have the man himself who absolutely called this to a T. We got to talk about Aiden Kearney, of course, Turtleboy. Y'all know he mentioned it. And 4 weeks ago, he actually called this and said, it's going down. I'm hearing reports. Dever ain't coming back. What does he say? Just a reminder, I correctly reported 4 weeks ago that Kelly Dever walked into the Jamaican Plain Boston police station, all right, resigned, and handed in her badge and gun. The Boston police lied to Howie Carr about it when reached out for comment. This is the same Boston Police Department whose chief said that he didn't know anything about Karen Reed or John O'Keefe and threw Dever under the bus. We saw that. Michael Cox was not having it. It's hard to watch. Yesterday, they officially announced that she has resigned. All right. And then we've got an article here. Y'all can go check it out on tbdailynews.com from Turtleboy. So now let's do a little bit of a fun rewind. And I talked to you guys about this, to the moment when I believe that Kelly Dever ruined her career. It wasn't the false memory necessarily. It wasn't her attitude on the stand. It was when she said this.
You understand, well, the Commonwealth has never intimated, suggested, or advised you to say anything other than the truth, have they?
No.
Have you been given any consideration or reward because you remedied your memory?
No.
After being shown the evidence that you left that day, January 29, 2022 at 3:45, and learning that the defendant's car did not get to the Sally Port at 5:30 or so p.m., is there any way you could have seen Mr. Berkowitz and Mr. Higgins in the Sally Port with the defendant's car that night before you left for work?
There is no way.
Understanding you made a mistake.
She said I lied.
Was the defense receptive to your explanation that you made a mistake?
Objection.
Sustained in the form.
Did the defense pressure you when you told them you were going to come into this court and tell the truth about your mistake?
Objection.
No, allow it. Can you rephrase it?
Yes. When you told the defense you had made a mistake about your memory, did they pressure you?
Yes.
Did they pressure you to say something other than the truth?
Yes, they wanted me to repeat a lie at that point, given it would have been with malicious intent to repeat it.
Yes, and they wanted her to repeat a lie that she said, right? Remember that. Jeez.
Understanding a lawyer has no power to charge with contempt, does that change the reality of whether or not you were threatened? Let me ask it a different way. You were asked questions about whether or not you knew who could take out charges for a crime. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Regardless of whether an attorney has that power, were you threatened that there would be a charge of perjury if you didn't comply with the defense wishes in this case?
Yes.
And knowing you were going to come into court, given this experience you had with the defense, is that why you felt like they were going to tear you? Is that the phrase we used?
Yes, because they did not want me to tell the truth. So I told them that knowing they were kind of trying to eat me alive into repeating something that is not the truth.
Rather than to come in here and be attacked, wouldn't it have been easier just to said what you had earlier thought was true?
Objection.
I'm going to allow that.
Wouldn't it be easier just to come in and accommodate them rather than be threatened?
Well, of course.
So why did you come in here?
My entire job revolves around what I say on the stand right now.
Here we go.
If I was to lie, I lose my job. I lose everything. I'm here to tell the truth. I cannot lie while sitting on the stand.
Oh my God. This was it, guys. This was the moment for me when she messed up. She said, the only reason I'm standing here The only reason I'm sitting here, the only reason I'm on the stand is because my job is making me. And I'm going to say whatever I have to say to keep my job. Whether you want to put that under the truth or not, listen, I'm not losing my job. So I'm here. I'm going to say, and I've been coached to say it was a false memory. That's my best bet. And if I lose my job, it is what it is. But I'm not coming on the stand and lying. Jeez.
Thank you.
One question.
Okay.
Your entire job revolves around what you say on the
And Alan,
witness stand.
AJ
Is
caught
that
it
what you
too.
just testified to?
Yes.
And if you agree that what you said to those two law enforcement agents on August 9th, 2023, you would be implicating not one, but two police officers, law enforcement officers, correct? If
So-
you agreed with what you said
She confused now.
in August of 2023, on this witness stand, you would be implicating two officers, fellow officers, correct?
So I'm confused as to what you're asking.
You would
course
be
you are.
implicating, if you agreed with me, you have not agreed that that was the truth. You've now indicated that what you told to law enforcement agents in August of 2023 was a lie.
No,
If you agreed with that statement here on the witness stand, you would be implicating two officers as having been in the Sally Port, weirdly, for a wildly long time with the SUV, implicating not one, but two fellow officers. Correct?
Correct.
That's what you would be doing.
it's not possible I saw
If you
that.
agreed with me, would you be implicating the reputations of two officers?
Yes, Kelly.
If I was to lie, then yes.
And your entire job revolves around what you say on that witness stand. That's what you said, correct?
I'm still,
That's what you just said, Officer Dever, correct?
I still don't really understand the question.
You just said, all I'm asking you is what you just said. I wrote it down.
Jeez, man.
You just said, my entire job revolves around what I say on the witness stand, correct?
Correct.
Yes to that question.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Oh, AJ knew he got her. And shout out to Ellen Jackson, man. She was stupid to say that. And you guys could go back and watch the receipts. I don't remember what day this was from. But I said, as soon as she said that, I knew. I said, this lady's done. She's out of here. Why would you say that? Why would you get on this stand and say, hey, listen, the only reason I'm here is to say what I got to say so I can keep my job? Man. Amy said, they're going to say AJ's being helpful. Why is he so mean to her? Let her speak her truth. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments in the chat.